Karl, there's a lot going on the globe, but there's a huge impact to consumers here in the US when you go to the dealer lot. And I think this is something that our listeners really need to know about.
Yeah, well, what's interesting is we're talking about how Europe's regulations are hurting Europe, consumers and the companies based there. But they're also kind of making the US market that much more important. At least that's my theory. Because like you said, Lauren, people are able to go to the lot here now and basically buy whatever they want. I don't think that we all thought that choice would be around right now and going forward a couple of years ago. It looked like we wouldn't be allowed to buy big internal combustion engines or even hybrid vehicles that have to all be EVs. And Anton was just telling us how if they could deregulate in Europe, they could send more of the South Carolina produced BMWs and the Alabama produced Mercedes over there, which would help those companies. What I find fascinating to consider is how the European companies from over there are looking across the Atlantic going, thank God they can buy internal combustion and even hybrid vehicles again without restriction in the US. Those have profit margin, EVs don't for us. And we can at least keep the books not from completely collapsing on us, our financial records not completely going into a tailspin, because the European or the US market is looking much more healthy for profit versus the European market. That's my theory. What do you think, Anton?
That's exactly right, Karl.